Hey guys, this is Countdown to the Geeks. Welcome back. We're here with Daniel Bernhardt. If you don't know him, he has been in Bloodsport II, Matrix, uh, Logan. I mean, you've been in a number of movies, sir. And the
John
movie that we're,
Wick, Atomic Blonde,
yeah, I mean, but
Extraction.
what we're here for is for the movie that was made. It was made back in 1983, and they're remaking it. And okay, I grew up watching movies, and this movie had so much nostalgia,
Yeah.
a little bit of everything. How was it getting the role for this to portray this character? Because
First of all, I was really, really honored when I got the call for the part. I was like, oh my God, I got a straight offer, play Deathstalker, loved the first two, was amazing. And I'm an 80s kid as well. So just doing a film like that, and then I met Steven. And Steven is like this incredible filmmaker, like filmmakers you don't have to like today anymore. He makes everything himself. And he calls me up and he goes, "Hey, Daniel, we're going to make this movie. You're going to fight real monsters. Do you want to do it?" I said, "I'm in. Yes. Give me a big sword and let me fight monsters."
I mean, when I was watching this, as I was watching it, I had memories of Army of Darkness,
Yeah.
Beastmaster, the Sword and the Sorcerer. I was just taking it all in. The fight scenes that y'all had. I mean, actual practical props and actual blood squirts. How was that? Like just having blood everywhere, and
I
how
mean,
was it?
it was amazing. Like Steven is the best at what he does. And I have to give a lot of credit to my director. This movie is Steven. I'm just a pawn. I'm doing what he's telling me to do. Actually, he was pretty cool about the action. He said, "Listen, Daniel, you're an expert in your action. I brought in my guys. I brought some guys from 8711, my two buddies, Lee and Shane. They helped choreograph the fights. And we did some pretty cool fights.
Yeah,
Now, what's great about this movie is everything is practical. The blood,
yeah,
the monsters. And how cool is that? I can fight with a monster with two heads, and I'm doing a sword fight. And I got to give a lot of credit to those actors who were actually in the suits.
yeah.
They were blind. They had like one little peeky hole to look through, and they were amazing.
Well, even that I was gonna bring up, Doodad.
Do that.
The chemistry between the two of you in the scenes were awesome. I mean, Laurie Fields, who played the character, she was awesome. I mean, wearing the suit and everything, and between the two of you,
So here's something very interesting. Doodad was played by a female, like Lori.
yeah,
And I think that gave something very unique to the film because the voice is a male, but the person I actually interacted with was female. So somehow there was like this different chemistry, and I really think that actually helped the character. That actually helped me as an actor. It was actually really nice. I think it would have been different if it would have been a male, you know?
yeah. No, it was great. Even I mean, the way they overlaid um, Patton Oswald's voice in there as well.
Yeah,
It just gelled perfect together from the movements to everything.
yeah. He did
One
a
of the
great job, I have to say, Patton. His voice, it's just, he really kind of like elevated that whole character. Laurie did an amazing job. He did an amazing job. It was fun.
Yeah, and then one of the things I was gonna ask, I mean, spoilers, guys, there's a fight scene that you actually rip a head off. I mean, how was it doing that?
Is that a spoiler? No, not really, right? No.
Never. Well, I mean,
Um,
it just, yeah,
Again, that is full-blown Steven. Steven came up to me. He goes like, "Hey, you got to do this fight with Pigman, and then you got to grab him by the head, and then you rip his head open." I was like, "All right, let me do it."
it was awesome. So, for all the other roles that you played, do you feel that it helped you come to this and you're prepared for this particular one?
Very interesting. You said you're a fan. You've watched my career for 30 years. I've been in this game for a long time. My first film, Bloodsport II, where I was the lead. Now, 30 years later, I'm a lead again in a movie. And, I've been doing this for a long time, and I love what I do. I love what I do. But I have a lot of life and experience now. And playing this character, it was unbelievable. I swear to God, at the end, I just came to set. I put the clothing on, put the wig on, grabbed the sword, and I really didn't have to do that much. I let just life happen. And somebody said, our producer, Jordan Field, said that Daniel Bernhardt was born to play this part. And I thought that was just an amazing compliment.
No, no, you were. Because like I said, growing up in the 80s kid, seeing those original movies back in the day, it took me back. So as I'm watching this
Mhm.
movie and seeing the scenes, the way, I mean, everything, the cinematography was awesome. It
Mhm.
took me back to that, the nostalgia.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we haven't had that in a long time. And practicals, especially, that to
So we got
me,
to get people to go watch this movie in the theater. So make that very clear. October 10th, people got to come out and check it out.
yeah. And then people, if you're in Fantastic Fest, definitely you want to add it to your list to watch. This is something you definitely want to watch
Yeah.
because I want to see it in a big screen. That's where I want to go see it at.
You
Because
must see it on the big screen to get the
yes,
full effect.
yeah. So when you're putting this, of course, if you know the originals, there was multiples. I
Right.
hope we get a part two because we had that with the others. So I'm hoping we get a part two on this.
Come on. Of course there will be. There must be. I'll be very
Yeah.
upset.
No, it definitely is worth the watch. So guys, go out, watch it. You're gonna love it. He knocks it out of the park.
I
Not just
appreciate
his
it.
acting, the special effects were awesome.
The
Like I said,
fight scenes.
yeah, the fight scenes, that all of it together was just perfect. And
What about the comedy?
well, that's another thing I was gonna bring up is that the comedy between going back and forth between the actors that you had in there and the little jokes here and there was perfect, and it was at the right time as well that
Mm.
they went off. That's why I said it just took me back, and it was just I was just sitting there enjoying it, watching it, and I think people who grew up in the '80s watching movies like this are gonna love it. I mean, it's
Oh,
just
fantastic.
spot on. But I want to thank you again for coming on Countdown and letting us interview for this. This is such honor, especially
Well, it's
me
my
as
pleasure.
a big Bloodsport fan and
Yeah.
you taking on part two, part three. It was just that alone. I wish I could talk to you about those movies because those like were my favorite movies as well. But thank you
We'll
for
do it on the
coming.
sequel. We'll do it on Deathstalker 2. We'll ask for more time.
Yes, yes. Thank you again, guys. Go watch Deathstalker. Trust me, you will not be disappointed.
You'll have a blast.
Yes.